Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. Let's start off with a little Monero. Back up above the rotation zone again, catching on the 25% Gann level. Then we've talked about in the past how it rotates between Gann levels. You can see it rotating back up to this 427, which we've talked about. Now let me show you how we can do a Gann projection to find the next key level. So we went from this low on the 11th up to the swing high on the 13th. Using those, then we did a 12 and a 25% Gann projection, and look at that. Next run up, straight to that 12.5% Gann, 446, and falling back down. Now what happens if we do it on this next little run up? And you can keep doing these when we're making higher highs and higher lows. This is a really good way to help fine tune some targets for raising stops or for taking profits. So now look at, I left the other one on and I just put a new one on. This is why we love this Gann stuff. So on next rotation back up, first I'm expecting it to retest this 446 area. 446 to 449, right below that 450. But then look, we have a really nice cluster. 458, 737, 458, 697. That's a really strong cluster area. So that's going to be a really good target on the next rotation back up. So we'll be watching for a pullback, then another move higher. And then above that, 468. But you can keep going through these levels and helping yourself fine tune. A lot of people go, oh, I don't know where I should move stops or take profits. This is one of the great techniques. And then above this, you can just target the 477 level prior highs. Let's take a look at Ripple. So can't hold the rotation zone, closed yesterday below it, now came up testing the underside of the 21. So all this prior support is now resistance. We're at the 50% pullback on the major swing, and that's from the lows all the way back on the 16th of July to the all-time highs. So that's essentially your all-time lows to all-time highs. We're watching this big scope. So we're watching if we get below this 50% retracement level, which is key. We're watching then for a test of 155. Then we have a Gann projection downwards, just as we did upwards on the Monero. We're doing downwards on the Ripple, which gives us a really nice cluster area. So the 62.5% pullback and the 12.5 extension, we're looking at the 131 to 133 level. So if we break below this 155, watch for this next key level. Now we might find some support at the 50-day, but that's pretty close to here. So we might close back above that, but spike down into this area. But that's what we'll be watching for if this 50% level does not hold. And then again, if the 62.5 level did not hold, we'd be watching for a return to 111 possibly, which is also lining up with a really nice prior breakout zone. So here's a nice breakout zone. You see resistance coming through, then pulling back for support. So now that's going to be support. And look at that, lining up with that Gann projection level, how there is some really nice symmetry in the markets if you just do some basic analysis, and we're not doing anything fancy here. Now, if this 50% level does hold, the next major area, this is now a breakdown level, and we're focusing on key closes. This is and key closes and opens right here. So this is resistance, and we have the hooking over rotation zone. So if we do get a rally up, your key resistance is about 188 to 195, really centered around 192. So it has to get through that, and we'd like to see, if it does rally back up, a close above there, then a pullback to that level and prove that it can now hold as support, and then we'd be targeting back to the 211 area. Nothing to do right now. We're being very patient and just letting Ripple continue to pull back. Here's the 4-hour chart. You can see now this prior here, support right there, then it broke through. Then look at this, resistance. Now we have the declining rotation zone on the 4-hour. So we can watch for this. This also might form a mini double bottom. Okay, it can't go much lower than that, but if it did form a mini double bottom, these are the kind of things you can look for. It would have to then close above or get a strong move back above this 187. We really like the closing prices. But then we could do the 3 major levels we watch for with the double bottoms, and all 3 are going to move it, started it. So we'd be watching then if this did trigger for a first return to 195, then 198, then 202. First levels generally move the stop. Next two are either move stops or take profits. And considering where the 50 EMA would be, we would be targeting around this 198 for taking some profits if this did trigger this bottoming pattern. And it would not be triggered until it got a close above this 187. So that's how we're looking at it. You can also see if we go back down to this 155, we do have the rising 200 simple moving average right here. So that's going to be a really nice target area. If this double does not hold and does not trigger, that's what we'll be watching for next to see if we get a reversal pattern down there. Again, this has been reviewing some of our key Gann concepts and doing a quick look at Monero and Ripple. If you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, and comment so we'll keep the videos coming. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.